Hello, everyone. I'm back for another coding day. And I'm going to be doing stretch challenges. I also discovered I missed these lesson 7 team activity, but I'm working ahead anyway, so I'm fine. This is here. And stretch challenge. There we go. That's actually, and I remember thinking that wasn't that hard. Ages at death. I think what I'd want to do, because that would get too cluttered, is to go and just add another layer. It's a lot to put into this anyway, but death age. Wait a minute. Did I already get that? Stretch challenges, death age. Genders. Oh. Okay. I already got that one. So count the marriages. Do I want to do that one? And if so, how? Marriages. No, I think I'm going to call this good. I don't need to do both of them. So let's go ahead and compare my solution to what they gave. And that's all their stuff. Person keys, person list. Let's see here. I use different words, but that because these, if I understand correct, don't need to be anything specific for the person, for the name. They could almost be anything you want, but it's better to have them something more specific to let you know what it actually is. And so that's pretty much what I did. Awesome. I just used different words for it, which is just fine. And again, they were okay. So they just counted the number of males and then subtracted that from the number of people, where I counted both male and female. Well, technically, I just guess if they weren't male, assumed female, which works just fine. And I'm getting a phone call, so I'll be right back. Okay, now I've done with that, and I've turned off my phone so I won't get that interruption again. Okay, so comparing count. Okay. So yes, they just counted the total number of people and via just the length, and then checked to see if it was a male, and then subtracted the males from the total number of people. And then printed that. That works fine. And then we've got, oh wow, they even used, we use the same word. Cool. That works. And husband list, that's probably more accurate. Husband name. Yeah, I put husband info, wife info. Either way works. Age. Yep, pretty much the same there. Wife age. And we definitely chose to format it differently. I kind of decided I wanted to break mine out into individual lines, like the husband age and name here, and the wedding year here, and the wife name and age here. It all prints onto the same line in the end, but okay. And oh, this is how they did the count marriages. Let's see this, because I was skipping that. Let's see, for in people dictionary, people list, append. Okay, so they create a list of people from the, wait a minute. Let's, so marriages dictionary, people dictionary. Huh. Count marriages. Number of marriages, index 4. Oh. 4, okay. So is person list. So where did they define that at? Person list. Where did they define the person list? Okay. Oh, so that's referring to the dictionary then. And add an extra variable to each person list. The variable will be used to count the number of marriages that each person had. Okay, so yes. I didn't know you you to reread that. I didn't realize you could use the person list, the append on the dictionary. I kind of want to see what this does then. And for marriage key marriage key, marriage list, and husband key. I think I am going to I'm just going to add there we go. Copy. And let's add a note. See how it worked. Okay. Don't want to take credit for what I didn't do. We don't actually turn this in, but if somebody sees it, then, and I also want to remind myself where it's at. So I want to see what happens here because that is fascinating. And okay. I'm not. Oh, that's definitely interesting. I wasn't expecting this to be interesting. It processes, it goes back and forth between dictionary and each line. Huh. I was not expecting that. And I'm just using F11 step in on this. Huh. I wonder why it does. And now it's just stepping through. Huh. Okay, it's now oh, I get it now. So that was Python assigning each entry key value pair to the people dictionary. That was the formal process of it, and this will do the same thing. Okay. I'm really happy I did this. It never clicked to me that that's what actually happens. Okay. It makes sense that that's what happens. I just had never considered it. That is fascinating. And print age. So now it's going to go down here and name value index key Lola Park. Death age. Now it prints that down there. And then it will go through and do the same thing for everybody in the list. nothing too exciting here. But man, seeing how it just goes and assigns each item to the dictionary, that was fascinating. I love seeing that. And oh, that's sad. They died before they turned 1. Happens, it's still just sad. And this was a child. They didn't make it to 2. Okay. I've always been interested in family history, but more not really genealogy so much, but learning the stories. The stories are what would fascinate me. And okay, 48. Amazing how many people. Oh, there we go. Print death age. That puts that down there. And then count genders. And yeah, same process here. It's interesting how two different, from a human perspective, how two different things that, because counting genders versus counting or looking up birth and death year and calculating that out is so different in our mind, but from a computer, it's really not that different. It's just very, very similar, which is intriguing. And I just noticed something that I want to double check. Oh, interesting. So even though the program is written by default with double quotes everywhere, Python, and even though Python accepts single or double quotes, its default, or at least for VS Code, its default is to have single quotes. Huh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's VS Code or if that is Python. That is interesting. Funny enough, I don't even know how many people are in this list. Although if this was millions long, it would be annoying. It looks like we're just dealing with 25 people. Okay. And oops. Let's get rid of you. And Now print a blank line. Oh, I didn't. I'm not too concerned. How did they put that in there? Now that I look that I didn't do anything, I'll still see it. Count marriages. Count. I'm gonna laugh if they didn't. Copy F. Okay, so they print it out at the bottom. I am going to go ahead and throw that in here and that's just above print to define print death age. It probably won't go anywhere, but I don't care. So the next 3 lines. Lines were copied from samples into test results, and yeah, it worked. There. I probably misspelled solution, but I don't care. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be off now. I'm going to restart. Run and debug. And let's try to just speed through this because I've already witnessed it. And I don't, that would get so annoying with the line off. Wow. Okay. Suppose I could have tried to skip over. Step over. I don't do that much. It might have actually sped this process up, but I don't care. I like the process of seeing it, and this is just one key that I just press a bunch of times. Okay, count genders, print marriages. Okay, now is the part I want to see. Okay, so that gets marriages dictionary, people dictionary. Both items loaded up. That came through this part. And it's going into the first one. Now it pulls the wife key, wedding year, husband. Oh, wait. Okay. This is still the code I wrote. Either way, It's new. Huh. Oh, interesting. I want to see if that happens again. So when you do, oh, okay. So when you go and treat it, when you write a print statement on multiple lines like this, concatenating them with the plus statement, Python interprets it as though you wrote the print statement each time. That's interesting. Huh. And so it bounces back and forth. I'm really happy I did this to see how Python works like this and how it behaves. So that is interesting. What if I were to write print on line 171 and print on line 172 and obviously remove the pluses and format them properly, then that would be the same way. I wonder which one would be better memory management. Huh. That is a few things that I wasn't expecting from this. I'm really happy I did this. Okay. And just got to get through here. Got a ways to go. Nothing too interesting here beyond what I've already seen. It's not kind of seeing the same thing multiple times, but now I want to get to where I see the count marriages. I might have to make a habit of doing this as I'm learning, because that is really interesting to see. I'd almost be tempted. Huh. To write a program that has just a whole ton of print statements on there. I don't have a timer to see how long it took, but I want to see which one takes longer to run. Do like 100 print statements or 1,000 print statements, one formatted in the same line, one formatted like this with print and then leaving off print, and putting plus and then the other going back. Because I kind of wonder, does the leaving off the print statement slow down the code? I want to do that. Let's leave myself a note here. And tests. And want to go and just grab code. So it makes sense. Find out the effect of states in multiple ways. Is it difference? This with triple quotes or with individual statements. Okay. That is fascinating. I love that. I want to find that out. And that'd just be a lot of copying and pasting, which would tick the Harvard guy off, but I don't care. Because I'm curious. Okay. Probably have to, I've got too much to do today to consider doing that today, which is why I wrote it down. I'll do that another day. I don't even know if I'll be able to do it next week. I want to do that though. And I'm going to record it because that's just fun. Okay. Number of marriages. So first thing it does, prints the number of marriages, sets the marriage index to 4, and marriages dictionary, people dictionary, person list. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Now I see what's happening. So because the value is a list, it goes and appends on the number of marriages they've had into the number 4 index spot, which will add a, okay. I keep forgetting about that. Okay. And so right now it appends 0. And so, okay, so this goes through each person, just appending a 0 onto them. Yeah, I'm not at a point yet where reading code makes sense. And even with their comment, it didn't make sense. Seeing it in action, that helps a lot. That helps a whole lot. Okay, and now, So see if I can figure what's gonna happen here before I see it. Marriage key, marriage list. So this is looks up the individual marriage key, pulls out the list for it, and then from there, you get the index for the list for both the husband and wife, previously defined up top. And from there, husband key. Okay, so you pull the key out. It then looks for the number of times that same key appears in the list. Increments it up, does the same for the wife, and sums up the total. Okay, so let's see that in action. And if I'm right, husband key, wife key, and now pulls out the list for the individual. Now it goes and okay. And so it increments. Oh, okay. So we previously set, let's make this a little bigger so I can actually see it. Oh, wait, yeah, no, that's the whole list. Okay, so we previously set this to, like down here, this is the wife's key, and that will turn to 1 after this. Oh, no, never mind. Husband enough. Why didn't that turn to 1? Interest. Oh, wait a minute. Person list. Okay, that turned to 1. Marriages list, person list, wife list, husband list. So that's the one we're currently working on. Okay. And now it's starting to update. That pulls that out. That pulls the wife out. Updates him, increments the count by 1. That updates the wife, increments the count by 1. Now, what's going on with this person list variable? That doesn't seem to be changing. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Is there more details? Nope. Oh, that's just the So I can just ignore that for now. I'd like to know what's going on with that, though. Okay, so pulls out the list of the marriages, the individuals. Okay. And it's going too fast earlier. So I do want to see it actually update. Number of marriages. Oh, 3. Wow. I wonder if this is real data or just made up numbers. Four marriages. Wow. Okay. And then it just printed down there. Mr. Castillo, you are the victor. Okay, cool. Okay. Sorry about that. Had to get a drink. Now, let's close you down and take a look at here and see what we're trying to do. I figured out that I needed to do this. I hadn't looked through it yet. Okay, as a team, write a program named random numbers. And it creates a list of numbers and appends more numbers to the list and prints the numbers. Must have two functions. Main pass fine. Okay. Okay. Now creates a list of numbers like this, prints the numbers, calls the append random numbers function with only one argument to add one number to the numbers list. And calls the append random prints numbers. Let's see, what is there? Numbers. Similar to. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording and try to make sense of all this. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. That was a lot longer of a pause than I expected. Had a few distractions show up. But I guess for you guys, no time would have passed. Beauty of pause. Okay, so now I need to figure out what I'm doing here, or finish figuring out what I'm doing. And we want to calls, prints the numbers. Print. F. Oh, okay. This is making sense now. Numbers. Okay, and then list. Okay. So what this is trying to do, if I'm understanding this, because this is weird, and I'm kind of going back a lesson, but we're exploring, it's kind of mentioned right in here. We're exploring the pass by value and pass by reference attributes of Python when you have what's a variable. I just forgot the word. When you have a variable, its values can change. And when you go and if I were to import this numbers list variable into my append random numbers, with the way Python handles lists, it doesn't copy the reference, or it doesn't copy the value of it. It wouldn't copy the 16.2, 75.1, and 52.3. It would copy a reference to it. It wouldn't, so it wouldn't go and this would stay exactly where it's at. And by the time you're done, you'd have two different variables pointing to the same initial list. And this is what we're trying to explore with this. Okay, and comes the random numbers list. For function. Function. And then now just copy this whole thing on there. And then rinse first. Oops. Might help if I put it into a comment. So that is going to be this guy. Then so we first add one number, then we add three numbers. And then we again print the numbers list. There. Okay. Now we want you has two parameters. A list named numbers list. And an integer named quantity with a default value of 1. Quantity equals 1. Now computes pseudo random numbers calling the random uniform function. Guessing using, let's see, what do they say in here? Oh. Quantity 1. Okay. So for see, let's work this out in my head. Or not in my head, in actual writing. Use default quantity to determine how many numbers to generate inside loop. And each number to the numbers list. So okay. That is making sense now. How to do that? While I think that should work. Count equals 0. Okay, that's fine. While count is less than quantity, we want to um, number random float equals choice between 0 and 100. What let's import random. random dot choice. There we go. And why are you still yelling at me? Okay. There. Well, I'll figure that out in a moment. And numbers list. Uh, okay, yes. So numbers list equals dot okay. Where are we at? Uh, let's see here. Oh, wait. No wonder let's see. Uniform. Okay. And then that's why that was yelling at me. Okay. And now I want to go with okay, so yes. Round yes, I'll have to put this in its own variable. Float equals random float. Wait. Round one. Yes, that's right. And now the append. Oh yeah, it comes after. So I should be able to go number list dot append rounded float, and that should be good. Okay, then oh yes, and I need no, not you. Is this everything? I think maybe. Oh, wait, nope. Nope, not yet. Okay. So that should be good there. And close the append random number to add one number to it. That would mean I should just need to go and random numbers with numbers. Is that named right? Yes, that's their list. Numbers, print numbers, and then call it one more time. Append random numbers. Numbers and quantity 3, because we're doing 3, correct? Yes. So we print, start off with the default number list, print that from here inside of our function, we append a single number to it imported in here, and then print this same number list, which should have that on there, and then append 3 numbers to it, and then we print this same list. And the numbers will be floating point numbers between 0 and 100, rounded to 1, and this appends and count loss equals 1. There. Now, let's run a test. Perfect. And is that similar to their results? Yes. Okay. Now let's go and run their test function. Yay! Okay. I'm really, really late in the day, but do I want to try the stretch solution? What's the stretch challenge? Okay. Add a function named append random words that meets the following criteria as two parameters named words list and integer name quantity. I think I will just call this good, but I do want to see how they did it and how they did the stretch challenges. So let's go ahead and open you up and compare and see what we're looking at. So, oops, random numbers. Random numbers. Okay. Cool. I didn't realize that. Numbers, create a list to store words. Okay. And they used the for loop, I used a while loop. That works fine either way. This one. And candidates and random choice. Okay, so is this always gonna do one? Ah, okay, so they do words and then 5 words. Okay. That works. And I don't need to adjust this because I didn't copy anything over because that is clear enough. So we are good for the day. Wow, that was a long session. I will see everyone. I'll be back for coding again on Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I worship. Have a nice day.